Now we still need to talk about NZXT's pricing here, which is really hard to do and incredibly confusing because of its earlier explained bait and switch tactics. We have two charts we're going to show for this. The second one has a 104% illegal loan that violates usury laws, but the one we'll show first is this one. This is a chart that's made to show the cost of ownership of the Player 2 rental that we subscribe to. You don't actually own it. A rentership, I guess. It would compare it against the Player 2 pre-built, except they're not comparable. So we need to add a scam normalized benchmark. We first tried to use iBuyPower for the pricing, but we couldn't find any systems that had a CPU old enough to compare to NZXT's rentals, so-called top-of-the-line PC, and NZXT's $1,600 pre-built of the same name isn't comparable because the CPU is a full generation newer. We checked CyberPower, Starforge, Dell, HP, and none of them sold computers with parts as old as NZXT's rental here. DIY cost for NZXT's rental PC is around $1,000. We took a cross-section of historical pre-built price data and of modern comparable pre-built and averaged the total upcharge over DIY by percent. Typically, the most aggressively priced pre-builts are about 15% over DIY for this range, but we'll be generous to NZXT and call it 25% markup on DIY for a $1,000 build, putting it at $1,250 for the equivalent to the rental. This added line normalizes the price for NZXT's bait and switch, so at month 7, it would be cheaper to DIY the PC than the total cost of the rental in the same period. Plus, you'd actually own something that you could sell, give to family, friends, or do anything else other than send it back to NZXT. If you must have a pre-built, the rental price crosses the price of a similarly built pre-built at about 9 months. Let's just say you can't afford $1,250 and you do something we wouldn't recommend, which is take a loan via Affirm or buy it on credit or some payment plan service that most of these companies have today. At the quoted default interest rate that Affirm applied, we'd be at $1,352.76 total cost and fully paid off in 1 year. The rental would exceed this monthly cost immediately. With the quote that we were given, it would cost more per month for the rental than to buy it on credit. The rental would exceed the paid down pre-built cost on this credit quote at around month 10. Our chart scale is now 10 years. Every major grid line's a year, and we're adding a line for buying the same priced PC every 3 years on an aggressive upgrade cycle.